everyone, welcome to 2 Car Pros. My name is Ryan and today I'm going to show you exactly how to change the engine oil and filter for a 2020 Toyota Prius. This is a really easy oil change. You should definitely be doing this in your driveway or garage or wherever. It is super simple. Please don't take this to anybody and pay them to do this. This is really easy stuff, and all of the supplies are linked down below in the description for your convenience. Like I said, this is really easy, so let's go ahead and jump in. At the end of the video, I even show you how to reset both maintenance reminders. Let's come underneath the vehicle and show you where we're going to be working today. Right here is where we're going to be focusing first, so just kind of familiarize yourself with the area. So this panel, it has 3 10mm fasteners. Just going to remove those. And then it should just kind of flop down and you can get the door out of there. That exposes our oil filter and our oil drain plug. So now we can take a 14mm socket or wrench and just remove our oil pan drain bolt, making sure your catch pan is ready. Usually you just need to break them loose and it'll come off. Just wear some eye protection and some gloves are probably a good idea as well. So let's get that bolt out of there. There we go. We're just going to let that drain on out. So let's go ahead and take the washer off of our drain plug. This is like a Toyota OEM part that crushes to a really specific depth and does a bunch of sealing. And it is the official part. I will link, I'll leave a link down below in the description to this exact washer, the OEM Toyota crush washer, but I do not have those. What I have instead are these. This is just zinc with a rubber seal. And I find that they always fit really nice and create that nice seal. You just have to remember not to torque this one down to torque spec, and I'll go over that when I'm replacing it. So what I do next is just clean this mating surface. I have some carburetor spray on my terry towel here, and you just want that as clean as you can get. It's not going to stop dribbling. I mean, you can sit here and wait all day until it's done, but I'm not going to do that because 99% of the oil is out of there. There we go. And then I'm just going to snug this down, you know, one arm tight. Toyota wants 27 foot-pounds on this bolt. I think that's a whole heck of a lot too much. I know people get upset when I say things like that, but I've been doing this a long time and I don't have the correct crush washer, remember? So we're just going to do it until it feels right like that. And all it's doing is holding back oil. Don't overthink that too much. I know everyone likes to be ultra specific and pedantic on the internet, but as long as it does its job and holds oil back, this is good to go. And I'm also going to wipe it down too, just so we don't get what I call false drippies. There we go. Yeah, it looks awesome. And lucky for us, whoever designed this car is quite clever, and they've put the filter right next to the drain port, so it's under the same, you know, cover. I like that. That's cool. Also, what I have in my hand is the oil filter socket. This is the correct socket for this car, and I will leave a link down below in the description. If you own one of these cars, you're better off just getting a socket like this, and it works for basically every Toyota ever made. And it fits on there nice and snug, and you don't have to worry about it. Get your catch pan ready once again. Put my ratchet on there, and begin loosening it. Usually you just have to break them loose, kind of like the oil plug. So, just turn it enough to where it's going to start dribbling out. I like that they've made this pointed metal piece. Check that out. Like, directs the flow of the filter. Like I said, whoever designed this car was very clever. I'm liking their design choices. That's cool. There we go. And just let that drain on out. When you're taking the oil filter off too, make sure that the old seal right here came along with it. Alternatively, you can just look up on the block surface. See, I can just touch bare metal here. There's not a seal. That's really what you want. You can't double seal it. It'll actually make a big old leak. So make sure that seal comes along with your filter. So we can talk about our replacement filter. Here's our part number. There's a couple different oil filters for this engine, even using a Toyota part number. All they mean by that is the length of the filter changes. I think this is the longer one. Basically, a longer filter means you can go longer on an oil change. That's about it. So before you go anywhere, like the store or, you know, closing window on Amazon or something, make sure it comes with the brand new seal. You do need a new one of those. So we can take the film off the filter. And what I'm going to do is take some nice clean oil on the end of my fingertip here and just rub that in like that. Yeah, look at that. And there you go, it's ready to go back on the car. Some people recommend pre-filling the oil filter, but I don't really see how you're going to do that on this car because it goes in like this. It's just going to drain all out. And besides, it does fill up within a second of the engine being on, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. Next thing I'm going to do is grab some carburetor spray and just spray it on that mating surface and clean it very thoroughly with a shop towel. And you just want it looking nice and snazzy. The cleaner this is, the better chance your oil filter has of sealing, and that's obviously what we want. So we go ahead and clean that off, make it look nice and pretty. And then we can replace our oil filter, making sure we don't cross-thread it. It's really easy to do, so if it's not going on perfectly easy, go ahead and take it back off and put it back on. It's not that big a deal, but it should be going on literally with the force of 2 fingers like this. And then it's going to get tight like that, and then basically you can do an additional 3/4 turn and you're done. What I like to do is just about as tight as I can do with one hand like that, and it's perfectly good. Don't overthink that one either. And then we can go ahead and replace our access cover and just snug those down. No, I don't have a torque spec. Not even Toyota gives me one for these. But they are just into little metal clips, so don't go crazy on these. Wrist tight would be perfectly acceptable. So next we can go ahead and remove our engine oil cap. Stucky. Sticky. Remove that guy, and you can see right on it, it tells you oil viscosity is 0W16, so buy that. Go ahead and replace the cap with our funnel. There we go. And kind of hold on to it for us. That works. So next, go ahead and put in 4.4 quarts of full synthetic motor oil. And yes, I said motor oil instead of engine oil. Deal with it. There you go, 4.4 quarts in. Go ahead and take our funnel back. Replace the cap. Wipe any other unwanted drippies off of there. And then I'm going to start the engine for about 40 seconds or so. You've ran the engine for about 40 seconds, go ahead and wait another minute. Just kind of let the oil fall back into the pan, and then we can check their level just to double check and make sure we are still all good. Go ahead and take our dipstick out, wipe it clean, and then fully insert it down into the engine and pull it back out, and we can take a look at it. Kind of hard to see on camera, but the level is right at the end of my thumb, right where that dot is. There you go. So 4.4 quarts is right on the money. So, to reset the maintenance portion of this, we're going to be using this trackpad with the enter in the back. And what we're going to do, since I have the push button, if you have the regular key, you just put it to the ignition position. I'm just going to push the button twice without my foot on the brake. This essentially has the ignition come up. See, ignition on, that's what you want. And I'm going to push back, and then I'm going to scroll over to where it has the gear. Scroll down to where it says vehicle settings, maintenance system, oil maintenance, reset. Reset is complete. Get it back out of there. Back to our normal thing. Like that, perfect. And then just push the button. Turns the car off, and that is nice and reset. So this car actually has 2 reminders. It has this one up here that's basically like knowledge from the ECM, and then it has this one down here for the navigation that uses navigation to track your progress on things. So we're gonna go to menu, and I don't think this is for every 2020 Prius. It might be, I'm not sure which ones have this really big fancy screen. Settings, scroll over to vehicle with the gear, maintenance, engine oil. We're going to reset that. We did that, so yes. You can put the date in if you want to be really specific and all that. There we go, took a sec. Then we're going to push back. Oil filter, because we did that too. Reset. And the owner has this set at 4,000 miles. You could go at 8,000 and be completely fine. Heck, the dealer says 10, which I think is just silly. 8 is good, but 4 is even better. The more you keep this engine oil clean, the better off you are. Push OK, and look, boom, boom, all done. So now both the reminders for the one up there and the one down here are all finished. And now this car is ready to take a drive. So that is how to change the engine oil and filter for a 2020 Toyota Prius and how to reset both those maintenance reminders. I think the one for the navigation only applies if you have the upgraded navigation or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is that this Prius is, I believe, probably the top of the line one. I don't think there's many more options that can be added. I just wanted to mention that just in case maybe you have one that doesn't have that big fancy tablet in the middle. I'm not sure if that's an optional extra or not. If you found this video interesting or helpful at all, please consider giving it a like or subscribing to my channel. It really helps it out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.